in this.
Write the write a business metric here, na? Optimizing the profile setting flow, and what are the business metric that you are trying to impact? What are the business metrics that you're trying to impact? Write it over here. You are trying to optimize the profile setting flow, and at the same time you want to improve the number of users making profile on Tinder, or whether you want to improve the onboarding process of the flow. Write a business metric here. Attempt of improving XYZ business metric while optimizing the profile setting flow. Aruni, you with me?
Yeah, yeah, I am hearing you. In case I'm not able to, I'll let you know.
Here I understood all the you also know about business metric part. Your knowledge of business metric part is when I got to understood over here. And वो भी बहुत छोटे में. You need to mention this up upfront that you know about business metric and you are solving problems which are business metric backward. You with me, right?
Yeah, yeah, I am hearing you.
By reducing the number of drop-offs, abundant rate due to friction in user experience. Mention this. You need to highlight this. The aim is to improve the customer acquisition and stuff. Can you define here somewhere that the acquisition is customer acquisition is
Yeah.
less or it's not working at this moment? Basically, can you define the problem somewhere at the start itself? Okay, you choose to optimize the profile setting flow
Mhm.
to enhance the user experience, and you wanted to improve the customer acquisition. What is not working currently in the profile flow? If you can set the context in starting itself at very beginning,
Okay.
here itself, if you can build that context here itself, why this problem even exists and the proof of work for this problem, if you have got.
Uh, I also got it through secondary research, and also like the basic problem, at least in India, is that this is what I observed from secondary research and primary research, that the women are not using the app at all. Like the ratio of men to women using Tinder in India is 75 is to 25. So then I analyzed the problem, like why, what is with the flow, like why are women not, encouraged to use the app. And that's when I discovered that also profile section has many glitches which can be fixed so that women get encouraged to use the flow, like the app.
Yeah, that context which you spoke need to be mentioned here somewhere upfront. Basically, it needs to be upfront that this problem is existing. ठीक है. This is not very readable, but it's fine. Okay. Okay. What you do is, Aruni, you summarize the point where summarize the step which you took before you came to this hypothesis statement.
Okay.
Tell me what all you did before you came to this hypothesis statement.
Before the hypothesis statement, what I did was I did the heuristic evaluation of the all the screens that were there in the flow,
Correct. Correct.
and also then I went and ahead to do a little bit more of secondary research.
Cool.
To
One
yeah,
second. Yeah. So you did heuristic evaluation. You said correct.
I-
That is here somewhere. That is in this screenshots. Am I correct? Hello.
yes, yes. These
Huh.
are all heuristics.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now one thing is this is not very readable, and second is as a recruiter I do not have to go to all of these heuristic to make sense whether this problem is actually a problem or not. Instead what you do is you highlight through your heuristic and the self evaluative process you did, you came up with this hypothesis, right? Hypothesis statement. You highlight only specific problems that you found which was prominently correlated with the main problem that you are solving. Now speak to me only about one or two problems that you found through heuristic which aligns with the main problem that you are trying to solve.
Okay. Uh,
The business metric problem, huh?
yeah. Uh, major two problems where I saw were the interest screen. The interest screen also had a heuristic problem. And also, even while conducting my primary usability testing, I found that the screen had infinite scroll. So, even while the users were doing it, they felt a little lost and they wanted to drop off in the middle. Like they didn't want it to continue, and it was getting very confusing for them. Even while using the screen, they were not very sure how and in case they wanted to change their preferences, they were not able to know are their preferences really getting changed or not, and there was a friction with the screen.
Correct. Now that's a good problem. So what I'm telling you now is only code this problem. Okay, because this has a higher correlation with the main problem that you are solving, which is acquisition rate.
Right. Okay.
Now what is happening is you are showing recruiters all the problem that you found out through heuristics, which I don't mean you shouldn't show. You also show them, but you highlight this main problem.
Okay.
How will you do it? So
Uh,
here's how will you go. So I choose this flow to work on, and this is the XYZ business metric that I'm trying to solve, which is customer acquisition and abandon rate, for which I wanted to find existing. Take a note, right? What I'm telling you. So I wanted to find existing problems. I wanted to find problems in the existing flow. The fastest and easiest way I could come up with problems was to do the heuristics. Hence, I did the heuristic evaluation. I found out multiple problems, but this is the main problem which has higher correlations to the customer acquisition, improving customer acquisition rate, which is user might feel lost scrolling through so many options. ठीक है. However, I found multiple. This is the summary of yours. उसके नीचे होगा कि here's are the other heuristic problems I found out. You with me?
Yeah, yeah. I was writing.
Yeah.
So I found like two places where the drop off, people actually out loud said it that we would drop off from here.
Hmm.
Another one was this location screen where there is no user control and freedom. So, so they haven't given a user any flexible option to handle this situation. So, the women were actually worried that, oh, our location will be shown up front. We don't want that to happen, and hence we'll not use the app, or we'll just drop off from here. So these were like two prior problems I could discover in the
Right.
whole.
So mention problems in a summary which has higher correlations to the problem statement you are solving
Okay.
or the business metric that you are solving. Also, that doesn't mean you should not mention all the other problems. Also mention all of the other problems, but make sure when recruiter is scanning your case study, he will be able to see what you got out of heuristic evaluation and why you did heuristic evaluation. Firstly, to why you did heuristic evaluation and the summary of heuristic evaluation. The key point that recruiters need to know about the heuristic evaluation. Okay. Same for hypothesis, you can also do. Mention only the hypothesis that has a higher correlation with the main problem that you are solving always. That will be your summary, which will be highlighted and written in maybe bigger text. And other hypothesis can be as a body. Okay. Now tell me one thing, why you did hypothesis? What was your, why did you thought hypothesis needs to be done here in this step?
While I discovered, like, as I discovered the problems, I was also thinking about, like, at the same time, I was also thinking about what could be the possible solution for this, like, for this specific problem. So I
Hmm.
thought hypothesis could be a good way to, um, to to relate both the things to the like initial ideas that I had in my head to the problem, so that when I go ahead to do my primary research, I could also come up with more better solutions.
Correct. That's a very good explanation. That's a very matured explanation. If you say this in your interview, you will get a job. Okay. The point is that thought, that maturity is not being reflected over here. You said formulating hypothesis statement to define problem. Why you did it? When I asked you, that time I got to know about your thought or your maturity on UX. Are you with me?
Yes,
But
yes,
recruiters will not be able to understand this maturity of you when they read this. What you spoke now needs to be highlighted over here. You had a reasoning to which you took this decision of doing the writing the hypothesis statement. Correct? That reasoning is not coming out in your case study. Why you took this decision? Why was it even required? When I asked you, you had a you had a good reasoning and a good point to make to take this decision. So this needs to be shown out here. For the every step you do in your project, for every step, every decision you take, you will have a reasoning, and that reasoning needs to be shown out over here. Okay.
Yeah.
So we spoke two things:
Right.
the reasoning part for each step. Second, we spoke about highlighting the highlighting or writing the summary of the step which has higher correlations to the main problem that you are solving, which is customer acquisition.
Correct.
You with me?
Yes.
Always
Yes.
keep your recruiters hooked and not confuse them. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Now this, you have a reasoning over here. A research can leverage to get better insight, which increase the efficiency of the experience being curated for the user. Though it is a uh, right approach why we need to conduct a research,
Right.
but it still looks like it's a copy paste text from somewhere. It looks like a chat GPT text to me.
Okay.
Probably you could write it much in a manner which you will actually speak. If I ask you why will you conduct a research, what explanation will you give me?
Uh, so the main goal to conduct the research would be to get more valid not okay, so the research would be conducted in two phases basically: to do a secondary research or a desk research first in order to understand if the problem we're really solving, how is it being solved by other competitors. One, another thing would be to know more about data points so that we can, on the basis of data points, we can leverage to make better solutions. And going on further, using all these analysis and insights, while we do our primary research, we'll be able to figure out better target audience for ourselves, for our product, and also, uh,
Second. Aruni, now you are explaining me what is secondary research and primary research. What I want instead is why you did whatever research you did, whatever research methodology you did, why you did it is what I wanted to know. This text over here is a text where you are explaining importance of research. Okay, probably recruiter or someone who is into design field will know why, why research is done, what is research, why research is important. The point here is why you did the research over here. That's what needs to come out. Are you with me?
yeah, yeah, I get my mistake. Right.
Don't explain this step. Explain why you did this step. Explain your why. Why did you now tell me why you did research?
Uh, Firstly, the product or the domain was very new for me. So in order to explore the domain more, I had to study a little background about how the app functions. That was one primary reason I did the research. Also, to know if the problems that I figured out with my heuristic would actually in real life affect the
Very good.
real user.
Very good. This will get you a job. The second point you spoke proves that you are someone who will validate the problem. You will not move ahead with the assumptions that you have, but rather you will validate with the problem. You found out few problem and you wanted to validate it. Hence you moved ahead and do it. Move that why for doing research, correct? That will get you a job. The second point you spoke will get you a job, and that needs to be shown out here.
Okay.
Okay, because recruiters will, you will not be next to recruiters to explain your case study. When the screening round happens, you will not be in front of them. And what is the most they want to know in your case study is your why, is your reasoning behind decisions that you take.
Yeah, and I understand it better now, like how I should put out my reasoning. Like I always knew there is a need for why, but I never got the insight to how to do it. And I think this call is actually helping me to,
Good. Now think deeper and explain me. You explain the why behind you as a UX research, you as a UX designer. You explained me why Aruni as a UX designer wanted to do the research. Now explain me why business will give you time to do this research, or why it is important for business, why it is important for business if you do the research. Now you give me the, think about it for a minute and give me the reason. Did you get the point? Did you get the question?
I get the question. So, the business should actually do, go ahead for the primary research because uh, the product with it, like the profile section flow has a lot of scope where you want the user to be comfortable, considering the category of the app and considering the kind of target or like the audience we want to target. So, in order to understand the user better and to like make user feel connected to the app and be at ease to use, we should know what the pain points of the users are.
ठीक है. That answer needs more refining. Okay, cool. You need to be more strong into explaining why you did research, be it secondary, primary, whatever it is, that is helping my business. Okay,
If I
that
can refine it a little bit more, it would be because uh, see, the product is created for user to engage on the platform for a very social reason. And if it is a very social social interaction kind of a place, the user has to be very comfortable using it. And uh, and if we don't understand the pain points of the user, like why are they not using the app or what is stopping them from using the app, then all of that data can only come through primary research.
that's okay. Think deep. How will it benefit business? How will it benefit business? Give me, think deep. You have the answer. You are getting closer. Why doing research or how doing research will benefit the business? If you are working for Tinder or Bumble, Tinder, if you are working for Tinder, why you will do research so that it will help business, or you want to convince your stakeholders that we should do a research, we should talk to user. They will ask you why, and what answer will you give? Why do we need to do this?
I don't know I am right or not, but the understanding of the demography for which we are designing the app is very important. And considering the case, at least in India, or like since Tinder is a global app which is functioning in various places, The understanding of the demography is very important, and the
Like,
understanding
why
of,
is it important?
sorry.
You are closer to your answer. You just need to think more fundamental about business. Let's say you are the business, you are the owner of Bumble, and someone is coming to you and telling you, let's say you are the owner of Bumble, Tinder, sorry, and I'm coming to you as a designer and telling you we need to research, we need to talk to users to find out their problems. Give me some time. Why will you give me time? What is your benefit as a Tinder owner?
It will get me uh, altogether a very new set of users as well, because
Okay,
once we discover the problem and if we are able to fix the problem, we'll be able to come up with target and like the already existing users are there, but in order to expand or to reach more people, the strategy has to be
good.
that
Very good. Why
acquisition.
do we need to reach more people? Why would you, as a owner of Tinder, want to reach more people? It's okay, think. Even if you say wrong, it's okay.
My market share, probably the first would be this.
Sorry?
So to to increase the market
Hmm.
share.
Correct, correct. Good. I'll give you answer. It's more of you had the answer, it's just that I'll refine it for you. Why would company want to do the research in this particular situation? Why would they want to do research is to understand if users are actually facing this problem or not. Why would we need to spend time? What is the benefit of business? If we spend time on doing research, we'll understand the user's problem and we solve those problem in a way which will increase the business metric. Because it will increase the business metric, it will increase the revenue for the business, or it will reduce the risk of doing the business. How will it reduce the risk of doing the business? Because we will validate our problems from real users. We'll understand it this problem actually exists or not. If it exists, then our problem will get validated and will reduce the risk for the business.
Okay.
You with me, Aruni? Did you get the point?
Yes, yes, I'm writing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The point that I'm trying to make over here, that reasoning, that maturity, why you did research as a UX designer from a UX designer point of view needs to come out, and the reasoning how you doing a research as a UX designer will help business should also need to be come out. I did research because I wanted to validate my assumptions. Hence, I did research
Okay.
because it makes sense to understand and get validate whether this problem is actually a user problem or not. How will I get to know that? When I talk to real users. That's why I did primary research. How will talking to users or doing research will help my business? Because I'll talk to real users, it will give me validation that this problem is actually a problem to be solved or not. In that way, I will reduce the risk for the business of this product failing, and also I will solve the problem which will impact my business at a larger scale. Hence, it makes sense for business as well to spend XYZ amount of time and do the research. This is the reasoning.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. If this come out in your case study itself,
Mm-hmm.
this will get to an interview. And if you speak like this in your interview, you will get a job.
Okay. Okay.
The maturity that you hold currently is good enough to get you a job. It's just that you also need to speak from a business angle as well. You with me?
Yeah, yeah.
And both of these angles, the business angle, your reasoning as a UX designer, your reasoning of doing things as a UX designer,
Right.
this both angle needs to be shown in your case study.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Cut it short. This point, cut it short. Write a specific thing that you need to get out of this research, which has a higher impact on the main business metric that you're solving. Always
Okay.
highlight the point which has higher impact on your business metric.
Okay.
If you think all of this point has an impact on your business metric, keep it. It is okay.
Mm-hmm.
But don't unnecessarily, not unnecessarily, what I mean to say is segregate things which has a higher priority and which has higher impact on business metric. Let recruiters focus and attention be on those points and also show the other points, but let recruiters, when recruiters are scanning, let them have attention to those main points.
Okay.
Again, see, you broke down what secondary research is. Rather, I want to know why you did secondary research.
Hmm. Got it.
What was your reason to take this decision? How is it going to help you solve this problem? How it is going to help business if you do the secondary research? This needs to come out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Summarize the entire point. What is that you got out of? Firstly, though, if you are doing secondary research, okay, what are the insights that you got out of secondary research?
Okay.
Write it here somewhere. Summary of the secondary research.
Okay.
Key point of summary research. This is the point that recruiters should read.
Okay.
Okay. After
Yeah.
which you do write everything. I did
Hmm.
competitor analysis of OK Cupid and Bumble. I found this. I found this.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right.
For every step you do, follow what I have spoken earlier.
I completely
Write a summary. Give your reasoning. Reasoning should be business oriented as well as research oriented. UX oriented. How doing whatever you are doing will help you solve this problem in a much efficient manner. How you doing whatever you are doing will help the business. Mention those point. Your maturity should come out is what I mean to say.
okay.
ठीक है. Not going through all of this. Which is your I am assuming you have done iterations. Those iterations also needs to be highlighted well. Okay, fine. I assume. Hmm. Okay, cool. So where do I see your UI?
Uh, I think there's a link in between where I've done the solutions. Yeah.
Where do I go?
This is the whole flow.
Which is the final one?
Uh, this is the whole final flow. Yeah, screen one.
Okay, this is too much for to ask for an intern. But when you're doing your UI,
Right.
consider all the edge cases related to the actions that user will take,
Okay.
all the error cases, edge cases, and multiple variations of the actions. For example, what is the error case over here? User might add a wrong phone number and he wants to edit it.
Correct.
Is there a way through which user can do it? That is a error case.
Okay.
Okay, we
Right.
need to sort for that error case. Let's assume user enters the OTP. What is next? He will directly be jumped to the second page, or he has to click submit, because there is no submit over here.
Hmm.
And let's say I enter the OTP, but it's a wrong OTP. What will happen then?
Okay.
Again, the error case.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is, for the each actions user can take,
Hmm.
I am also thinking of the error case, the edge case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
After user enter the OTP,
Right.
what feedback the system will give that OTP is correct or the OTP is entered is wrong or correct. There should be some there should be some feedback system must give.
Right.
Have you thought about that feedback? That is also UI.
Right.
You will slowly understand this part as you do the UI, complete the UI month.
Hmm.
But I'm still giving you this, I'm giving you this sense so you can think on those lines.
Right. Okay.
Probably you could have done the before after comparison over here if you have not done it.
I have like existing screen.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. This is good. Adding an option for user, the new was added for user to feel more in the control. Hmm. Good. This is good.
Okay.
Yeah, your UI is decent. You need to not UI. I would say the visual. Your visuals are good, decent.
Okay.
Use of typography, spacing,
Huh.
colors,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Okay.
You need to think of complete user interaction, which I spoke about.
Right. The edge cases and the error cases.
Correct. Thinking deep about each and every thing that will happen on the page.
I think I did that, but the thing is, I didn't document. Not for this screen, but if you like go a little ahead, there is this age thing. So here, like once you enter your my birthdays, there was no this thing. So I think this is in a way tackling a error case or an edge case. Like since the system was not showing confirming your age with you, and directly taking you to the next screen. This is, I think, how I try to handle a edge case. Like, can this be example of that? Like this earlier, the system did not have had a thing where you could edit or like confirm your age that will be shown on the app
Hmm.
on your profile. So, is this like addressing an edge case
Yeah,
or to
can
prevent?
yeah, this can be. Similarly, you have to do it for everything. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was really helpful. And I got to know that this is all the place I'm lacking in.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
we did not get to speak about how to approach to interviews, how to get inbound lead.
I really need to know that because
Hmm.
otherwise it's not working out like well.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's a it's a broader conversation. How can you apply to job and stuff? For now, connect with people who you know are looking out for job.
I actually connected with Rhythm. He was the one who suggested that reach out to Prajot. He'll be able to help you a lot.
Hmm.
So, because he was like yes, day before yesterday, we were doing a design critique together, and then he was like, since I'm getting inbound, so I don't know much about how to do cold mailing and everything. Then he suggested that talk to Prajot once more, but then I thought like I felt like you're busy and everything, so I thought
Yeah.
like yeah.
So what you do is you speak with, you found out people who are now in a situation where you are at, who are also looking out for job. You message them what are the steps they are taking or what are the things that they are doing to get outbound leads, how to approach companies and stuff. For now you do it because I can help you there, but it's a slightly longer conversation. So that will take another hour to talk about those stuff. But for now, you do take some action. You speak with your peers and try to understand what they are doing, which you can also do. Like sending a connection request, sending a personalized note to HR, writing a cold email, writing your cover letter, all of those stuff. How to write cover letter also. You ask them, you brainstorm with them, and you come up with idea. And you, for now, you use those. There are few things you also need to improve on your portfolio, the Notion portfolio you have. What you do is you take other people portfolio link who are also looking out for a job, who are in your same situation, and you see what they are doing, how they are telling the story. It's not like you are telling your story wrong. Probably you can iterate on it.
Right.
How more can your UX maturity be shown is what your portfolio and your case study needs to have.
Right.
Now when I speak with you, I can understand your UX maturity. I know now you are at a level where you are job ready.
Okay.
It is not coming out in your case study. Definitely we spoke about those things.
Right.
Is it coming out in your LinkedIn profile? You need to see that as well. If it's not coming out, how can it come out? How can you showcase that you are, how can you showcase your UX maturity and your story on LinkedIn?
Okay.
How can you let other recruiters know that you are looking out for a job as a junior level? How can your portfolio speak about your story and your UX maturity? Is it speaking or not? Firstly, though,
Right.
for that, what you will do? You will review your case study. You will review your portfolio. You can review your case study, your portfolio with your peers, with you, with the UXM community itself.
Right.
ठीक है?
Right.
How will you approach towards company and stuff? We'll do that conversation, but for now you speak with your peers about everything that you want to find out.
Okay.
Now your main goal is you have the UX maturity, but it is not coming out.
Correct.
Okay, so you need to find a way in which it comes out on your LinkedIn, on your case study, on your Notion portfolio.
Hmm.
Now currently many recruiters doesn't know Aruni is looking out for a junior role. How will they know? You need to think about these things.
Right.
You with me?
Yeah, yeah. I am actually writing down everything. Hmm. Got it.
Cool. Do you want to ask anything else?
One question would be around like what you said about UX maturity, how it comes out through portfolio and LinkedIn. Like, should I be more like I really need to optimize my LinkedIn a little bit more. I get that, but when you say portfolio, do you mean the case study, or does that also have something to do with how I am showcasing it on LinkedIn? Sorry, on Notion.
Portfolio, I mean the Notion, your Notion link, and I also mean to say your case study link, your written case study, and also your Notion link.
Was somewhere my portfolio somewhere else.
No, no, no. Notion is a good place to do it.
I need to optimize it.
You need to optimize it in a way where your UX maturity is shown. You are someone who can empathize with user and business. When I speak with you, I can find it out. But when I read your Notion portfolio, am I able to make sense? Are the recruiters able to know that you are someone who can empathize with the business and the user as well? You are someone who can help their business grow. Is it coming out? Is what I meant to say.
Okay.
When I talk to you, I am able to come out. Your point for now is just that you need recruiters to give you a slot, 1 hour slot for an interview, 1 hour, half hour, a slot for an interview.
Right.
And you need to be, I'm confident that once they give you slot, chances of you getting higher is good. because you have become that person. You have a maturity. It's just that how will, what are the things that you will do that recruiters will give you that half hour, 1 hour slot for an interview.
Okay. I need to work on it. Right.
Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Once you get that, you chances of you getting job is good.
Mm.
Chances of that interview going in positive direction is very high.
Okay.
It's just that you need to do certain things which will allow recruiters to come to you, or which will build trust in recruiter. Acha, we should give this girl half hour of slot and talk to her.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Yes. Yes. I need to portray myself in a better way.
Correct.
Yeah. I will try a few things, like maybe few LinkedIn posts, few things about Notion that I can change, and I'll try to do that.
Correct.
Also, the case study
Case-
changes you
Yeah.
suggested.
Rewrite your case study
I will.
in a way that your maturity is being shown out. Your reasoning behind taking decisions are shown out and stuff.
Thank you so much for this.
Can't hear you, Aruni.
I was saying thank you so much for giving your time. I mean, this was really important because I was not able to figure out where I was lacking. But now I know and I can address the problem really quick. So, yeah, this was really helpful.
Cool, man. It was a great call. We had a very good call. Uh, yeah. So, do you have any question before I stop recording?
Yeah. So anytime soon, are you planning to have a session about the cold mailing thing and everything that you were talking about?
Yeah, we'll do it. Very soon we'll do it because there are people in our community who want to know about how to approach towards companies. So we'll do it. We'll plan. And it's just not me who has ideas. You can ask other people as well. People who already got job or got internship. How did they got job? How did they got internship? You can ask them as well, and we'll try to get multiple peoples on board
Okay.
who can share their experience. And yeah, as my see, we'll get more ideas when we speak to people.
Right.
That's why we need to communicate with as many people as possible. Okay,
Correct. Right.
cool. I'll stop the recording.